Hey, what's going on, everyone? Jim Lawson here, joined by Coach Ben Zhuang, and today we have a special episode of Drawing the Line for Fight to Win 163 happening in Dallas, Texas this weekend, Saturday night. And this episode is brought to you by our friends at Dojo Outfitters. You go to dojooutfitters.com, check out what they have, and it's also brought to you by Fight to Win Bet. So you can go to fight2winbet@gmail.com, place your bets. And in this card, we have a good lineup. Coach Ben is going to talk about some of these matchups. Coach, what do you have?
Real quick, Jim, F2W bet, F2W bet at gmail.com. Send an email. It's the Fight to Win private bookie. So if you want to bet the fights that are on the undercard, that's where you have to go. We're only going to cover the featured fights. These are the fights. These are the matches. They're going to be on the major betting sites like BetDSI, like BetOnline, and occasionally other sites also pick it up. So first match, we have Baby Cobrinha, Kennedy Maciel taking on Diego Pato Oliveira. So this is a pretty good match. This is in the gi, and Kennedy is sitting at minus 225, and Diego is sitting at plus 195, and this is going to be the odds. They're going to be on the sites like BetDSI and BetOnline. I think here that Diego Oliveira is very, very good. He is one of these guys I've said in previous episodes of this podcast. He's like an unknown guy that's at the highest level already. You know, I've rolled with him when he was a purple belt. Kennedy obviously is just a phenom, ADCC silver medalist. It's important that this match is in the gi. I think that benefits Diego actually, because Diego is more known for being a gi competitor. So minus 225 Kennedy, plus 195 Diego. I really don't think there's a bet here. It's just the line is set properly. I think Kennedy is really about at a minus 225 favorite. It's not like he's gonna steamroll Diego. I mean, it's not going to happen that way. Diego is one of the best lightweight competitors at this time, and he's only getting better. He's young. People are going to start knowing about him soon. He won his last match at Fight to Win, where he was, I think he was only a slight favorite at closing time. So, I mean, if you're going to place a bet here, it's people say dog or pass. So I would bet Diego if you're going to place a bet here, but it's a pass for me on the main event.
Okay, so the main event gets a pass. We're going to shift gears now. The first match Coach went over was a gi. Now we're going to go into a no gi between Pedro Marinho versus Matheus Luna. What do you have on that one, Coach?
So this is a no gi match. I got Pedro Marinho as a favorite here. He is a favorite. He's minus 205, and Matheus Luna is going to be plus 175. So this is a match where, again, I think if it was in the gi, the line might even be even. But because it's no gi, I give the advantage to Pedro. He's just a more explosive athlete. I talked about this in a previous Drawing the Line episode. If you want to go back, and I talked quite extensively about Pedro and how dangerous he is as an underdog. So you cannot, you want to bet this guy when he's an underdog, right? But when he's a favorite, in this matchup, I would say that he is a good bet if you like paying a little bit of juice, if you like to pay a little bit of a price for him. I don't know how Matheus in no gi is going to deal with Pedro's explosiveness and his athleticism. I mean, this guy's a monster. When you see him compete, he's one of the most exciting competitors for a reason. I see him winning by decision here. Matheus is also a very, very good competitor, but he's mostly known in the gi. I think most of his accomplishments have been in the gi. His brother is also very good. His twin brother is very good. They're going to be at the highest level. They're young. They're going to be at the highest level pretty soon. And Pedro, I think, I'm not exactly sure if he got promoted to black belt. He might still be a brown belt. So it doesn't really matter at this level. Belts don't matter that much. I do think I will personally place a bet on Pedro at minus 205. I think that is a 1 unit bet for me. Matheus, I need a little bit more dog odds to bet Matheus if he got up to plus 300. Some sites like BetOnline, their odds shift fast. So if money comes in on Pedro, obviously take the value. Right? Betting is not about picking winners, right? So that's the one thing people sometimes misunderstand. It's not about picking winners. If you pick, nobody can pick winners, right? You need to spot value, right? So sometimes it's picking the person who you don't necessarily think is going to win, but they have better than a 15% chance that the odds are giving. Maybe they have a 30% chance, right? And the odds are giving them 15% chance. Well, then you should bet.
So in essence, you are playing the odds.
You're playing. You always play the odds. You never really want to go picks long term. You're going to lose long term like that because as time goes on, the lines will sharpen, and you're going to eventually be paying the actual value of what you're betting. So, like for example, Pedro's like a 2-to-1 favorite, right? That's right about where I think he is. Now if Pedro was a minus 500. Right? Do I think Pedro's going to win? Yes, but he's not minus 500 going to win. That's over 80-something%. So because Pedro is still at a moderate favorite, minus 205, I think he's worth a 1 unit bet. Obviously, don't put a huge risk on this. You're paying a little bit of a price here, but I just don't know how a no-gi Matheus is going to deal with Pedro. When you guys watch the match, you see what I'm talking about. Or look at his previous matches. It's very, very hard to deal with this guy in no-gi.
Well, and with that, we're going to keep it no-gi, and we have Tex Johnson going up against Max Jimenez. What do you have going on with this one, Coach? It looks pretty close.
It's a little closer than the other two. So Tex Johnson sitting at minus 195, so he's a moderate favorite also. Max Jimenez is plus 165, which is he's a small underdog, he's a moderate underdog, and this is a no-gi match. Okay, so that obviously favors Tex. Tex Johnson is very known for his leg locks. Got great guard. He's not exactly a top player. He's a guard player, and he's dangerous single leg X, dangerous leg locks. He just submits people with leg locks, and I think a lot of that comes from the fear that he brings. Those of you that follow grappling, you kind of know who Tex is. Like, even if you're training with this guy, right, you would probably be scared. He's a little bit crazy. He could break your foot, just by thinking about it. So I don't. If I think that, I know competitors are thinking that. I know people are thinking that, and I'm not saying Max is going to think that, but there's been many matches with Tex I've seen where his opponents just as soon as he grabs a leg, they tap it. Maybe it has something to do with that one video he made breaking the stick in his hand or something. But either way, I think Tex is the rightful favorite here. The only thing that makes me avoid this match, stay away from this match, is Max Jimenez is huge. Like Max Jimenez, I think is at least super heavy. But anyway, I've seen Max against a lot of other competitors. He's a type of guy that will shut Tex down if you want to. He's got size. He likes to play on his knees, which means that leg locks are kind of stifled a bit. That's how you kind of avoid that whole game. Stay on your knees, stay heavy. It's hard to deal with. Will he be able to do that? I don't know. But I'm not going to bet Tex just because I think Max could shut his entire game down just by being big and strong.
So he could be an active dog in this match.
Yes, Max is definitely a live dog. I think money is probably going to come in on Tex. So what's going to happen is Max, you'll probably be able to get at better than plus 165 if you just wait a little bit. Or people have heard this video too soon and they've already bet Max. They could go the other way. I'm just saying that if I was going to bet here, it's probably going to be on Max. I'm still thinking about it, but I might do a half a unit on Max.
Half a unit on Max, okay.
I might. I'm still thinking about this one. And one last thing about this match specifically, the promoter, Seth Daniels, is huge on Tex. Seth really likes Tex. Every match, every time Tex competes and fights to win, Seth thinks that Tex is should be the favorite. I always ask him, like, what do you think is the favorite? He always, he doesn't favor any specific fighters, but he always kind of puts Tex in a favorite category. And you know what? That means a lot. Seth isn't always right, but the promoter that knows the fighters the most is probably going to be right a lot of the time. So that's something.
And it shouldn't be lost that Tex has been very active in these fight to win cards as of late. So he has that. So switching gears back to gi competition, we have Isaac Doederlein versus Matheus Galvao.
Okay, so this match is going to be in the gi, and Isaac is a big favorite here, minus 395. That's way over 80%. It's about 80%, I think, actually. But I'm going to be real here. I think he should probably be the bigger favorite, just based on his competition history, how good he is, and who he's beaten, and more importantly, who's beaten him. Not long list. So Isaac, rightful favorite. Matheus Galvao, I don't know too much about him. I think he could be a local competitor. There's not a whole lot of footage on him. He's done okay in competition, but nothing really stands out as far as competition results. And Isaac, you can just check his BJJ Heroes. It's long. He's beaten very good people. I would say he's in his weight class probably top 5, maybe even top 3. So I see Isaac winning by submission here. Minus 395. This is one of these lines where I'll put it this way: if you have a big bankroll, a lot of money, you don't mind betting big units on big favorites, paying juice is what you call it in sports betting, bet Isaac. I don't think he's going to lose. I think he wins by submission. But again, you're paying 4-1, possibly more when the lines actually hit the sights. So imagine if Isaac faces Matheus 5 times, right? He has to win 5 times for you to get your return on your money, right? If he loses once, 4 times. He loses 4 times. If he wins all 4 times, you break even, right? If he loses even once, right? You're down. You're down. So you can't really. You got to be careful betting high, big favorites. I always it's kind of a joke. I say it tongue in cheek. You never know what's going to happen. The stage could collapse. The stage could collapse. Somebody get injured. We had minus 400 units a while ago.
A few weeks ago.
Yeah, Jim Eilers lost to somebody who was plus like 290s. Killed the books. So it can happen. So don't put your money at risk unless you have the bankroll. Now, the flip side of that is if you do have a big bankroll, you don't mind, you're a different kind of bettor. You don't mind betting a lot of units on a big favorite because you just think the odds are still off. Right? If you think, let's just say the odds are minus 395 right now, Isaac's like 80%, something around there. If you think Isaac is like a 99%, 95% even to win, then you got to bet Isaac. You're risking a lot, but you're not really, because you're getting that value. You know what I'm saying, Jim? So you're getting that like 10 to 15% value. If you truly believe Isaac shouldn't be minus 395, he should really be like minus 1,000, right? And that's your call, right? That's your call. A lot of times what happens with sports books and how lines are set is that they want action on both sides. So you can't put Isaac at minus 1,000 right away, because who's going to bet him at that point, right? No one's going to bet him. All the money's going to come in on the underdog. The underdog wins, the book gets killed, right? That's happened many times. So this is one where I'll give the listener or the viewer their call, right? I do think Isaac's going to win and by submission, but you're risking. Let's say you want to bet Isaac, right? You would risk $400 to win $100.
Right.
Is that? You got to make sure, he's got to win 4 times. I'm just saying in a hypothetical situation. This match is probably never going to happen again after the first time. But in that hypothetical situation, if you think he could lose 2 of the 4, you can't bet him, because then you don't have any value. All right? So,
well, there you go. You have a little bit of betting strategy here. The lines have been drawn. Coach, how do they place the bets?
Okay, so if you like to place the bet, easiest way is to just go to BetDSI. Use the code JJM. That's me and Jim's promo code. You get 50%. I believe it's a bonus. And you can also go to Bet Online. Bet Online is a site that has has bigger odds. Bigger limits. So you can bet more money. I think the limit is $250 to win. So that's a pretty big. So if you were to bet Isaac on Bet Online, you could get over $1,000 down on him. You could get like $1,500 on Isaac to win like round 250. That depends on. I see his odds shifting, declining quick. I just think if you just look at the history of these two competitors, I see it happening. Fight to Win Bet, which is F2W bet at gmail.com. That's a private bookie that also allows you to bet on the undercard and everything else, UFC, all that stuff. And that's it. There you go.
And also, don't forget to visit our friends at Dojo Outfitters by going to dojooutfitters.com. Support your local gi shops, ladies and gentlemen. Coach, thank you once again for your expertise. And guys, what do we have coming up next? What's our next card?
Next card is going to be Fight to Win 164. That's just the next week in Dallas. And then they have the all-women's card this 27th of February, also in Dallas, Fight to Win 165. I don't think there is any other shows in between. I have to double check, but a lot of this is sent to me. Sometimes it's sent to me at the last minute, and we might have a show with odds before the end of February from another promotion. But for now, the ones that I know about are Fight to Win promotions. They're going to have a Submission Underground in March, so look for that.
All right, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, thanks for joining us, and good luck to you guys. All right, take care.